a hard time. Our school's taken this very seriously, like all the schools in Taiwan. All of our students wear a mask every day. We spray them every day. We take their temperature every day. We unfortunately have to cancel all of our off-school events. So anything, we don't travel right now because of not wanting to group people together. But we are still educating our students and still running all of our classes. And so we're doing the best we can under these circumstances. If the Ministry of Education forces us to close, we will go online. We did 2 weeks of online education in February. It was all through Google Classroom. And if we have to do that because of the Ministry of Education, we will do that again. So we're going to continue the education of our students no matter what. So that's where we're at. So this is Hsinchu American School. This is our 15th year this year. We are fully WASC credited. That's our certificate over there. That's the Western Association of Schools and Colleges out of California, which accredits American schools in East Asia. We are in our 5th year of accreditation, and we will be going through the process next year for reaccreditation, and we're certain we will do fine and be reaccredited next year. We run a normal American school schedule, just over 180 school days a year. We start in the middle of August and we end usually the first week in June. Although this year we're going to the second week in June to make up some days because of coronavirus. So we will be going to the second week in June until June 12th this year. Again, we're a very secure environment, but everywhere in Taiwan really is. We have professional instructors. About half of our teachers have master's degrees. They're certified, mostly from America and Canada. We have one British, one Australian, but mostly American and Canadian teachers. We're very friendly. We are. Kenny, we're very friendly. Mandy, we're like a big family because we're very small. We're one of the smallest international schools in the country, around 90 students. So our class sizes are very small, which is very good for our students because they get a lot of help from the instructors, from the teachers. And of course we run an advising program for all of our students and we try to help them along the way. And of course seniors we give a lot of help to help them do their applications, get into universities each year, even though we have small graduating classes. Our average class size for seniors is about 12 students that graduate every year. We've had larger classes and smaller classes, but it's usually about 12 or 13 students each year. We are fully licensed through the MOE, grades 1 through 12, and that's what we're running this year. But most of our students are in the middle school and high school. We have a small elementary program. Our elementary is grade 1 to 5. Middle school, which is Mandy and Kenny, is grade 6 to 8. And then high school is 9 to 12. A little different than Taiwan, obviously. But in America, they want 4 years of high school. So we need 4 years of high school for the transcripts. In grade 6 through 8, this is our main program. You get 3 years of mathematics, grade 6, 7, and 8. So by grade 8, you're taking Algebra 1, which is usually about a grade 9 class in the States. We get earth science, life science, and physical science. That's a little different than Taiwan science. They put them all together each year. We have year courses. So if we get an example here, this is 6th grade. So in 6th grade, they would take earth science, a whole year of just earth science. And life science in 7th grade, physical science in 8th grade. And that is to get them prepared for our high school program, where you take a year of biology, or a year of chemistry, or a year of physics. And so those are individual courses as well in high school, leading up to eventually our AP program, AP biology, AP chemistry, AP physics, which are advanced placement courses in the United States. We also offer, obviously, social studies in the middle school. So grade 6 takes World History 1, grade 7 takes World History 2, and then in 8th grade they take U.S. Government and Civics. And those courses are hopefully getting them prepared for high school once again, where they take World History, U.S. Government, those types of courses in high school. All the middle school also takes art. We think it's important to have creative side to our students. So they'll be taking an art class. They take a technology class in the middle school as well. Usually, dealing with basic programs and things and how to publish. Our middle school, I don't have it here, I don't think. Do we have a middle school magazine? Yes. So the middle school, as part of their technology class, will create a quarterly magazine. So they learn how to publish, write, format, right? So they do that every quarter in the middle school technology class, so they can do application, right, and not just typing, let's say. Right? And they will take PE, physical education. We want them out there getting some exercise too and learning sports and stuff. So, do you like sports? Yeah. Okay. What sports do you play? Oh, the stick. Yes. Oh, okay. We don't do the stick. We have other sports. So, we do a block schedule in middle school and high school. What that means is you take 4 classes a day. And they rotate, A day, B day, A day, B day, A day, B day, throughout the whole year. So you have 4 classes a day. It's called a block schedule. They start at 8:20 and they end at 3:05. And so you'd have 4 classes, then the next day you have these 4, and the next day you go back to these 4, so it's every other day for our courses. High school, you have to earn a certain amount of credits to graduate. These are minimum. Most students will actually get more credits in each of these categories, but these are the minimum requirements to get into a United States university. 4 years of English, 3 years of science, 3 years of mathematics, and so forth and so on. Most of our students get more than those amount of credits because you can earn, this is 26, you can earn as many as 32 credits in high school. So many students would have more than the 26 requirements. Then say you've met the requirements for University of California, University of Washington, University of Illinois. They're basic requirements to get into the university. Okay? We're on a block schedule also in the high school, but there's more choice once you get to high school. You choose a class at each block, working with your advisor on what level you're at. So let's take, for instance, literature. We have intro to literature, world literature, American literature, British literature, and about every other year, AP literature. And a student will be in whatever level they should be at. Right? And so in any class, there might be 9th and 10th graders in there, or 11th and 12th graders, right, in the various classes, depending on their level. And interest, right? Because certain students want to take a whole bunch of science. Other students want to take a bunch of English, right? And so they have that option. As long as they meet the basic requirements, they have some choice in their schedule. So maybe a student would take world literature, maybe have chemistry here, right? Maybe take French 1, right? And maybe take sort of business or something like that. Calculus. Others we rotate, so students get a lot of choices over 2 or 3 years. So for instance, this year we offered AP Biology, AP Physics 1 and AP Physics C in our science program. Next year we'll come back with AP Biology again, AP Chemistry, and AP Physics 2. So over 2 or 3 years, they'll have a choice of well over 20 different AP courses to take. We do the same in social studies. This year we have AP Modern History and AP Psychology. Next year we have AP US History. And again, students have a chance to do this. We also are running, I think there's only 4 other schools in the country right now, the AP Capstone program. That's a special degree program from AP where you take 2 specialized courses called AP Seminar and AP Research. And then you take a number of other AP courses and they'll give you an AP diploma. It's sort of the College Board's rivaling the IB program, if you know about IB. So we started that this year, we were approved, and then we'll continue that program as well, the AP Capstone. We also have what's called our integrated program. That's mainly for students coming into our school, maybe from our middle school, have some English issues. We don't want to throw them right into an American literature course or something like this. So those students who are transferring into our school from local school, or maybe have only been in our school 1 year, and environmental science, which is not quite as rigorous as, say, chemistry or biology in terms of the reading. That gives them a year. These are all still high school classes. They're still high school textbooks in America, but it's a way to get them to transition to our school, have a year to improve before they try more difficult courses that they might struggle. I don't know if I have any of those textbooks here. Oh yeah. So this is our environmental science textbook. It is an American high school textbook, usually taught in America about 9th or 10th grade. But this would not be as difficult as, say, our biology textbook here. And the reading level would be much higher level for our high school. We also do 2 competitions on campus for our own students, academic competitions. Science fair and history fair. We just had our history fair last week. They do digital presentations, so they research for us and they put together digital slideshows and get up and give a presentation on a certain historical topic. And then we have judges and it's a fun competition, they win medals and things. And we also do science fair. These are more the traditional type of research, and they present their projects and this kind of thing. So these are 2 things we do every year on campus. This is our normal day schedule of classes, and this is our extracurricular schedule. So it's important, of course, right now, we're not doing as much because of coronavirus, but we usually try to do as many extracurricular activities as we can. As a small school, I think we offer quite a bit. Maybe not as many activities as you might have in a school of 2,000 kids, but we try to do as much as possible because this is very important for their future. We believe in a balanced educational approach at Shinju American School. Academics and leadership and activities, right? So that they get a combined high school experience or middle school experience. This is what universities are looking for today. About 20% of your getting into a college is what you do outside of class. 80% is what you do in class. Okay? Your test scores, right? Your classes you take, your GPA. 20%, however, is what did you do outside of class? And that's where we do well, I think, at Shinju American School for our kids. And why they've gone to some of the top universities around the world is because they have been in student government, or they've been in Model United Nations, or they've been on the basketball team, or they've been in clubs, right? And they've ran organizations. And so this is fun for our kids to be able to do this and learn leadership. That's what we really promote here. So part of this is student council. And we have it in the high school and the middle school. They each have their own student councils. They have their own budgets. They run their own funds. They run their own activities. And so they get a run for office and they get to represent the students and hold meetings and run events on campus. This is both in the middle school and the high school. They have student government. We also have a lot of community service. It's required for high school, but we do encourage middle school to do community service. We do a number of kinds of events during the year. We work with World Vision. We work with Eden Social Welfare and other charitable organizations to give back and to earn community service hours. That helps that goes in the transcripts for high school. And universities want to see students who do community service. So we offer a number of events throughout the year. Working with the elderly, working with the disabled, sometimes just cleaning the beach, whatever it might be, right? We also have a number of student activities on campus. This is run through Student Government and Student Activities Committee. And so it might be Halloween party, it might be Thanksgiving, it might be Christmas party. It could be a spring fair that we do every spring on a Saturday. Could be the dances we have like homecoming and prom. And so the student activities will plan all these events. They have their own budget. They decide how they're going to spend their money. Actually, student government has their own bank account. We don't collect the money through the school accounts. We collect it in cash and give it to student government so that they spend their own money. And that's a learned responsibility. Now, obviously, we have teacher advisors, to help them. But we really want them to learn how to budget, learn how to decide where they're going to spend their money during the year. They run their own store, students, so they also make extra money running their own store. And that's also to teach them responsibility. What products they should buy, what price they should set to sell them. And they get that money for their students as well. So, again, they get to run a lot of fun stuff. These are two of our biggest academic clubs, Model United Nations. We usually do about 6 or 7 conferences a year, about 6 on the island, and then we do one in Singapore called FIMON. That's the big Asian conference. Unfortunately, this year, all the spring conferences were canceled. Tai Moon, Kaz Moon, and Shi Moon, 3 conferences that we were going to go to. So we are going to hold our own small little conference with our own students on campus in May to kind of make up for it that we lost all these conferences. It wasn't our fault, they canceled them. They don't want students traveling and getting in groups right now. But normally we do a lot of conferences, and the students get to represent a country, dress up in suits, and learn some leadership. We also do the World Scholars Cup, except that was canceled this week. That was going to be here in Shinju this year, but they just canceled it Thursday. We got the news. So our team will not be competing this year, but we've been doing World Scholars Cup for many, many years. And our students go to this competition. We often send teams to the global round. In August, we sent a team to Australia. We've sent teams to Vietnam before. We sent a team to, I think, Bangkok, was it? I think so. So usually there's a competition on island, usually in Kaohsiung every year. And then you send a team to the global round, but none of that's happening right now. Sorry. But we'll be back into it next year, hopefully. All right. Athletics, it depends on interest of our students, because we are small. Every year we have a boys basketball team, because that's very popular. And so, we're a small school, but our boys basketball team is probably, 15 or more kids, right? Out of only 90 students. So that's very popular. And we run a middle school basketball team and a high school team where we play games. That was first semester. We'll play with Shinju International School. We'll play with American School Taichung. We played a game against Morrison in Taichung. The Adventist School in Taipei. We play with other usually smaller international schools. Usually we will have volleyball teams. This year, nobody to play with, and we can't do sports right now. But normally right now we'd be in volleyball season. We usually have a badminton team. We have a swimming team that's very good. One of our swimmers is extremely good this year, and we'll probably give him scholarships in the States and be on a university swim team. We were going to have girls basketball, that got canceled, and it's the situation we're in right now. But we try to offer the sports that students are interested in so we can have enough players to go compete. And we wear uniforms. We are the Wolves, HAS Wolves, and our teams have uniforms, and we've had some good teams in the past, like volleyball. Ultimate Frisbee we had this year, but again, that's now dead. That's my son, my oldest son. He's on the Ultimate Frisbee team. Our first graduating class was 2011, and so we've had graduating classes every year since then. We've had 120 graduates, that's it, in those 10 years, or 9 years, 10 years now. But they've gone everywhere in the world. In fact, I could probably list the countries they've gone to. Of course, most of the United States and Canada. But we've had students go to England, the Netherlands, Germany, Poland, Switzerland, Spain, Italy, Australia, Singapore, Hong Kong, China, Japan, Taiwan even, some. And so we've had students go all over the world. They've gone to all different kinds of universities. Some have gone to top universities. We had a student go to Princeton, a student go to Johns Hopkins, a student go to the University of Pennsylvania. We had 2 go to UCLA. And we've had others go to other state universities. The 2 biggest ones for us are University of Washington. We've had probably half a dozen go to the University of Washington, and the University of British Columbia. For some reason, that's where Taiwanese like to go, Washington State and British Columbia. But again, we've had a couple go to Toronto. We've had students go to NYU in New York. They've gone to Illinois, Purdue, Iowa, Washington State, Arizona State, UC Davis, UC Irvine, UC San Diego, UC, they like UC as well. But they've gone all over the world, all different kinds of schools. One of my favorite students went to the La Salle School of Hotel in Switzerland, the top hotel management school in the world. So they've gone to that. We've had students go to art schools, Pratt, Parsons, FIT, some of the top art schools in the world for art and design. We've had students now that are out in the workplace, right? Because they graduated so many years ago, they're finally out there working. I hope they get us money someday as alumni. I have 2 working for Microsoft. They're doing quite well. But I have students down in graduate school. One of our graduates from 2012 is in his 3rd or 4th year, PhD at MIT. He's doing a double PhD program in electrical engineering and computer science. Brilliant kid. He went to Princeton, now he's at MIT. I have another student in her 3rd year of a psychology PhD at New York University, again one of the top private schools in the world. So some are in graduate school now, some are in the workplace. It's very exciting. But I tell some of these kids, like in 5th or 6th grade, makes me feel old that they're now out there in the workplace or graduate school. But we're very proud of all of our students. All right? So that's us. Now, you can ask me questions.